So, Craig, when you first signed here, I remember one of the quotes that you had was that these guys know how to play hockey, referring to the players in the ECHL. What are your thoughts of this league now compared to what your impressions were coming in?
You know what? It's been very surprising. There's some highly skilled hockey players that are in this league. With my time here now coming on about 5 months, I've really started to realize that a lot of these players are players that are coming out of the university ranks. They're 22, 23 years old, first time playing pro hockey, and very skilled, strong, but need small things in their game to be able to move to the next level. And I think that's why a lot of these guys are here. It's a chance for them to get better and improve themselves, and obviously try and get to the next level as quickly as possible.
Matt Campanelli is one of those players, and he's been your defensive partner for much of this season. How has he improved as a player?
Well, you know what? I think Matt impressed everyone kind of from day one. You know, he was a guy that I remember when we made the trade, we were all kind of scratching our heads going, why would we want another defenseman? Why would we want a guy who's, 5'11", blah, blah, blah. As soon as he got here, he's been one of our best defensemen all year. He's really taken the reins back there on defense. He does everything extremely well. He skates well, he passes well, he shoots the puck well, he sees the ice and makes my job as his defense partner a lot easier. And that's when you know that you have a real good defenseman. His guy is, you need to go and ask his partner. If his partner says, yes, this guy makes my life easy, that's when you know you have a good player.
You mentioned the height, and he's not blessed with height. He's 5'11" roughly. How does he make up for that?
Just what he's doing. He's a defenseman that moves the puck well. He's an extremely strong man. He's compact in that 5'11" body. He skates real well. His defensive play is excellent. He's just a young player, a typical young player that just needs to continue to get better to open eyes at the next level.
You've obviously been on teams that have been in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so you know what it takes to win in the playoffs at the highest level of hockey. Does this team have what it takes to win at this level?
Well, you know what? We've had our ups and downs all year. This team just is so resilient. I think at times, like you look at this team and how hard we've worked from day one, and how much better we've gotten through Pat giving us all different styles of play throughout the year that we've really played well. And we're just going to continue to get better as a team, and I think we're going to be a very dangerous team because there's a lot of heart.
What kind of qualities, and you mentioned heart, what kind of qualities do you need to be a successful team in the postseason?
Well, guys, my saying in the room is, when you're doing well, when you're basically sore and tired and basically have ice bags on you at the end of games. That's when you know you've played well. It's when you're doing the dirty things, the hard things, the things that you don't want to do because they hurt. You're doing them, and this team does them, and they're block shots. They get in there, they take hits to make plays, things that aren't always the most fun, but that's what wins hockey games.
It seems like there are some players on this team who really embody those personalities. Jordan Petrus, Jean Bourbeau, Rob Bellamy. They're not necessarily the most talented players in the world, but they're willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Well, you just named three guys right there that have been very, very big key pieces to our team all year. Jordan came in here from Trenton. Obviously, he was fighting for a position on our team, and this guy has completely taken the reins. This guy is just a head turner. How hard he works. He's great on face-offs. He's an absolute ball in the corners. He does everything right on the ice, and he's the guy that you want to put out there. And Jean Bourbeau, Rob Bellamy, Jean Bourbeau, this guy is crazy. He'll block shots. I've never seen a guy block shots like this in my entire career. And they're fearless. They're fearless in the way that they play, and they make our team that much better.
This team seems very close-knit.
Very close. We like to spend the times away from the rink. We like to get together and have fun, and it just seems like when we come to the rink, it's like one big family, and it means a lot. I've been on a lot of teams over my pro career, and I can honestly say that this is one of the closest bunch of guys that I've ever been around. And I'm not sure if it's just because most guys are all like 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, and I act like I'm 22 years old. So, I think it just comes down to these guys really care for each other, and you can see that when we practice and when we play, and that's what you want when you come to the rink.
I think one of the bonding experiences that this team has gone through this season was the 27-hour bus trip down to Florida. Now, obviously, you've been flying on private team planes your entire career for the most part, and you go from doing that to taking a bus down to Florida from Trenton, New Jersey. What kind of a message do you think that sends to some of the younger players on this team?
That you need to work harder so you can get on a plane and fly. Because you know what, as an older guy, 37, I was actually really excited to go on this trip, to be on a bus for 28 hours with a bunch of stinky hockey players, just having fun. It was amazing, probably for the first 12 hours, and that really wore off quickly. I just kept on asking every hour, are we there yet? And it was like, it felt like the longest bus ride of my entire life, and it actually was. But we had a lot of time to bond, and this, like I said, this team's so tight that we had a lot of fun, and did quite well on that trip also.
For the most part, you didn't seem to complain about it, and if you did it privately. It would be tough for a rookie, if you're not complaining, to complain about having a bus 27 hours down to Florida.
Well, we're treated well here, and we want to be professional. I think that's kind of things that I've been taught when I was younger, and I was looking up to older guys, that the small things that by making sure all the bags are off the bus, making sure the equipment managers have help to carry the sticks and all the big boxes and stuff. It doesn't mean that just because you're a rookie, you're delegated to those responsibilities. I think that these guys need to realize that it doesn't matter how many years you play in the league, that you help out until everything's done, and that's the way things go smoothly, and that's kind of what I wanted to show.
You played for the Montreal Canadiens for about 10 seasons, and that's the NHL equivalent of being a New York Yankee. You were an NHL captain, and so you're obviously under a microscope both on and off the ice your entire time with those teams. Is it almost a relief to be here and just to be able to play the game and not have to worry about all the other stuff?
It is a breath of fresh air, without a doubt. In the NHL, you're obviously, like you said, under the microscope. Everything you do, whether you're on or off the ice, you're being watched. Here, it's been real nice. I find that you come to the rink, you work hard, and then you leave and you go home and you hang out with your teammates, and you bond and you get stronger and better, but there's not the same focus, which is real nice. I think it gives guys an opportunity to work real hard, spend extra time, and not have 10 cameras, watching you with every move that you make. So it's been a nice change for me, for sure.
What kind of an impact do you think you have had on the players in this team and the success that this team has had this season?
I don't know. I can't answer that question. I just feel like I'm coming in here having fun. I try and work as hard as my body will allow, which sometimes isn't a whole lot. But I want to just come in here with a good attitude, and that's kind of the attitude I've had throughout my whole career. When things aren't going well, I'm gonna work harder. I'm not gonna pout. I'm not gonna put my head down. And when times are tough, you got to work harder. And when times are going real well, you need to work harder. And that's what I just tried to bring to the team and have fun.
So this is obviously your first season playing under head coach Pat Bingham. It seems like the players have a lot of respect for him.
Well, you know what? He's it's not like I'm trying to get more power play time or anything, but, Pat's been just an absolute pleasure to play for and to be around. It's interesting, and this is a true statement, that there's a lot of players that are getting called up that don't want to go up because they don't want to leave playing for Pat and playing for the Jackals. And that's when you know that you have a real good team, a real good system, and a great coach where guys want to play for him. And it's a real good tribute to Pat, because you know what, when you have players that don't want to go up to the next level because they've enjoyed playing for Pat that much, that means a lot, and it says a lot about, you know, the coach.
Where does your career go after this season?
I throw away my skates, hang up my gear, and spend a little more time with my family, and you know, work on the next generation of hockey player in the Rivet household. So, you know, I've really enjoyed my time playing. I know that this is my last year, and you know, I just want to enjoy every minute of it, coming to the rink and playing, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Have you thought about your post-playing career, what you would want to do?
I don't. I really just want to, when I am done, I want to be able to kind of step away from the game and figure out where my path will lead. And I think as of right now, I just want to take some time away from the game, and I think things will fall into place once I do actually retire.